International trade refers to the exchange of goods, services, and capital across international borders or territories. It is a fundamental pillar of globalization, enabling countries to access resources, products, and services that may not be readily available within their borders. This trade operates within a complex framework of policies, agreements, and logistical systems, making it a dynamic yet highly regulated field. At its core, international trade encompasses two primary activities: exports, which involve selling goods and services to other countries, and imports, which entail purchasing them from foreign markets. These transactions are influenced by trade agreements, tariffs, customs regulations, and currency exchange systems, creating an interconnected network of global commerce. The scope of international trade is extensive, covering physical goods, such as raw materials, machinery, electronics, and agricultural products, as well as intangible services like financial consulting, technology solutions, and tourism. Additionally, it includes the cross-border movement of capital and investment, enabling businesses to establish operations globally, and the trade of intellectual property, such as patents, copyrights, and software. Underpinning this vast scope are the mechanisms that facilitate trade, including logistics networks, transportation systems, banking infrastructure, and trade finance solutions, all of which ensure the smooth flow of goods and services across nations. International trade plays a pivotal role in driving economic growth, fostering innovation, and enhancing international cooperation. It allows countries to specialize in the production of goods and services in which they hold a comparative advantage, leading to increased efficiency and higher output. Export revenues contribute significantly to a nation's GDP and create employment opportunities in export-oriented industries, while imports enable countries to acquire resources and products not available domestically. Moreover, trade expands consumer choices, providing access to a broader range of goods and services, often at more competitive prices, which enhances overall living standards. The importance of international trade also lies in its ability to drive technological transfer and innovation. Cross-border trade facilitates the exchange of knowledge, skills, and advanced technologies, enabling countries and businesses to improve productivity and adopt best practices. Additionally, trade fosters economic interdependence among nations, reducing the likelihood of conflict and encouraging global stability through cooperative economic relationships. For companies, international markets offer opportunities to diversify their customer base, reducing risks associated with reliance on domestic markets, especially during economic downturns. Despite its many benefits, international trade presents significant challenges that must be effectively managed. Trade barriers such as tariffs, quotas, and non-tariff measures can increase costs and restrict the flow of goods and services. Currency fluctuations pose another obstacle, as exchange rate volatility can affect the profitability of international transactions. Furthermore, navigating the complex web of regulations, customs procedures, and compliance requirements in different countries can be time-consuming and costly. Political and geopolitical risks, such as trade wars, sanctions, and unstable political climates, also threaten to disrupt global trade flows. Additionally, the environmental impact of increased transportation and production necessitates a focus on sustainable trade practices to mitigate harm to the planet. International trade is essential for fostering global economic growth and development. It allows countries to leverage their strengths, access critical resources, and drive innovation, all while contributing to improved living standards and international collaboration. While challenges such as regulatory complexities and market volatility persist, they can be mitigated through effective policies, robust trade agreements, and advancements in technology. As globalization continues to evolve, international trade remains a vital component of interconnected economies, driving progress, prosperity, and stability worldwide. Exports and imports are two foundational components of international trade, serving as the primary mechanisms by which goods, services, and capital flow across borders. While exports involve the sale of goods and services produced within a country to foreign markets, imports refer to the purchase of goods and services from other nations for domestic consumption. These two activities are intrinsically linked, creating an interconnected global economy where countries depend on one another for resources, products, and expertise. Together, exports and imports not only drive economic growth, but also shape the dynamics of global trade. Exports play a crucial role in boosting a country's economy by generating revenue and increasing national income. By selling goods and services abroad, domestic producers can access larger and more diverse markets, often achieving economies of scale and higher profitability. Exporting also fosters innovation and competitiveness as businesses strive to meet international standards and consumer expectations. Moreover, successful export industries create jobs, support ancillary sectors such as logistics and finance, and contribute to a favorable balance of trade, which strengthens a nation's currency and global economic standing. On the other hand, imports allow countries to access resources and products that may be scarce or unavailable domestically. Whether it is raw materials like oil and minerals, advanced technology, or consumer goods, imports help meet domestic demand and ensure a steady supply of essential items. In addition, importing high-quality or cost-effective goods can lower production costs for businesses and provide consumers with more choices at competitive prices. Imports also play a role in encouraging domestic industries to improve efficiency and innovation to remain competitive in the global market. The relationship between exports and imports is reflected in a country's trade balance, which measures the difference between the value of its exports and imports over a specific period. A positive trade balance, known as a trade surplus, occurs when a country exports more than it imports. This is generally seen as favorable because it indicates that the nation is earning more from foreign markets than it spends on foreign goods and services. Conversely, a negative trade balance or trade deficit arises when imports exceed exports. While trade deficits are often viewed as unfavorable, they can also signal robust domestic demand and the availability of diverse goods and services. Exports and imports are also influenced by various factors, including a country's natural resources, industrial capabilities, trade policies, and exchange rates. For instance, nations rich in specific resources, such as crude oil in Saudi Arabia or coffee in Brazil, often dominate global exports in those categories. Similarly, countries with advanced manufacturing capabilities like Germany or China export a wide range of industrial and consumer products. Exchange rates play a critical role as well, with currency fluctuations impacting the cost of imports and the competitiveness of exports on the global stage. The roles of exports and imports extend beyond economic metrics, influencing diplomatic and cultural relationships between countries. Strong trade ties can foster political alliances and mutual cooperation, as economic interdependence encourages peaceful and stable interactions. Trade also facilitates cultural exchange, introducing new products, ideas, and innovations that enrich societies and create opportunities for collaboration in areas like technology and sustainability. Exports and imports are integral to the functioning of global trade and the growth of national economies. While exports drive revenue, innovation, and job creation, imports provide access to resources, products, and technologies essential for development and consumer satisfaction. Understanding the balance and interplay between these two components is critical for policymakers, businesses, and stakeholders as they navigate the complexities of international trade and strive to maximize its benefits. The export process is, A structured sequence of activities that enables businesses to sell their goods and services to foreign markets efficiently and compliantly. From identifying potential markets to shipping goods and receiving payments, each step is crucial to ensuring the success of international transactions. Understanding and executing these steps effectively not only reduces risks, but also maximizes the opportunities that global trade presents. The first step in the export process is identifying potential markets. This involves conducting thorough market research to evaluate demand for the product or service, understanding local consumer preferences, and analyzing economic, political, and regulatory environments. Tools such as trade reports, export data, and online market research platforms can assist in narrowing down target markets with favorable conditions for export. Additionally, companies must consider factors like market size, competition, and growth potential before committing resources to a particular region. Once a target market has been identified, the next step is ensuring product compliance with market requirements. Each country has unique regulations, standards, and certifications that must be met for goods to enter the market legally. This may include meeting health and safety standards, obtaining necessary licenses, or adapting product labeling and packaging to local laws and languages. Failure to comply with these requirements can result in delays, fines, or the rejection of shipments at customs. The third step involves finding and establishing relationships with buyers or distributors. Exporters can connect with potential customers through trade fairs, online marketplaces, business directories, and government-supported trade missions. Negotiating clear terms of sale, including payment methods, delivery timelines, and pricing, is essential to establishing a successful partnership. Contracts should also specify responsibilities, such as who will handle transportation, insurance, and customs clearance. Once a buyer has been secured, exporters must focus on preparing the necessary documentation. Proper export documentation is critical for compliance, customs clearance, and financial transactions. Key documents include the commercial invoice, packing list, certificate of origin, and, in some cases, a letter of credit. Exporters may also need to complete customs declarations and provide documentation required by the importing country. With the documentation in place, the exporter moves to arranging logistics and shipping. This step involves selecting the most suitable transportation mode, air, sea, road, or rail, based on factors like cost, urgency, and product characteristics. Freight forwarders or logistics companies can be invaluable in managing the complexities of international shipping, including securing cargo space, ensuring proper packaging, and coordinating with customs authorities. It is also important to purchase appropriate cargo insurance to protect against potential losses or damages during transit. Once the goods are shipped, the exporter must navigate the customs clearance process. Customs officials in both the exporting and importing countries will review the shipment to ensure compliance with all regulations. Providing accurate and complete documentation helps expedite this process and avoids delays. At this stage, any duties, tariffs, or taxes due must also be paid either by the exporter or as agreed upon in the contract. The next step is ensuring delivery to the buyer. After the goods clear customs, they are transported to the buyer's location or a designated distribution center. Exporters should maintain communication with the buyer throughout the process to confirm receipt of goods and address any issues promptly. Finally, the exporter must secure payment for the transaction. The payment process depends on the terms agreed upon in the sales contract. Common payment methods include letters of credit, open accounts, advance payments, and documentary collections. It is essential to ensure that all financial transactions are processed securely and that payment terms are adhered to by both parties. The export process involves a series of well-defined steps, from identifying potential markets to receiving payments. Each stage requires careful planning, attention to detail, and adherence to international trade regulations. By understanding and effectively managing these steps, exporters can successfully navigate the complexities of global trade and maximize the benefits of entering international markets. The import process is a systematic sequence of activities that enables businesses to acquire goods and services from foreign suppliers while adhering to regulations and minimizing risks. From selecting suppliers to ensuring compliance with import, regulations, and clearing customs, each step is critical to the smooth execution of international trade transactions. A clear understanding of this process allows businesses to optimize their operations, reduce costs, and maintain compliance with international and domestic laws. The first step in the import process is identifying and selecting reliable suppliers. This involves researching potential suppliers in target countries, evaluating their product quality, pricing, production capacity, and reputation. Online platforms, trade fairs, and government trade agencies are excellent resources for identifying suppliers. Once potential suppliers are shortlisted, due diligence is essential to verify their credibility and ensure they can meet delivery timelines and quality standards. Clear communication is key during this phase to negotiate terms, including payment, shipping, and responsibilities. Once a supplier has been selected, the next step is determining product eligibility and compliance with import regulations. Every country has specific rules governing what can be imported, often influenced by health, safety, environmental, or trade policy concerns. Importers must ensure that the products meet all legal and regulatory requirements, such as certifications, labeling standards, and product testing. For example, importing food products may require compliance with health and sanitary standards, while importing electronics may involve adhering to energy efficiency regulations. The third step involves obtaining necessary permits and licenses. Some goods, such as pharmaceuticals, chemicals, or agricultural products, require special import permits or licenses. These documents must be secured before the shipment is initiated, as failure to do so can lead to penalties, shipment delays, or seizure of goods at customs. Importers should consult their country's customs authority or trade compliance professionals to ensure they have all the required approvals. With regulatory compliance in place, the importer must focus on arranging transportation and insurance. Choosing the most suitable mode of transport, whether by sea, air, road, or rail, depends on the nature of the goods, urgency, and budget. Working with freight forwarders or logistics companies can simplify this process, as they can manage transportation logistics, handle documentation, and provide advice on cost-effective solutions. Additionally, importers should secure cargo insurance to protect against potential losses or damages during transit. Once the shipment is en route, the importer must prepare for clearing customs in the destination country. Customs clearance involves submitting the necessary documentation, such as the commercial invoice, packing list, bill of lading, and certificate of origin. Customs authorities review these documents to verify compliance with import regulations and determine the applicable duties, tariffs, and taxes. Accurate and complete documentation is critical to avoid delays and additional costs during this stage. The next step is paying applicable duties, tariffs, and taxes. Import duties and tariffs are calculated based on the product's classification. Under the harmonized system, HS code and its declared value, importers must ensure that all payments are made promptly to facilitate the release of goods from customs. In some cases, trade agreements or duty-free programs may reduce or eliminate these charges, so it is important to understand the trade policies applicable to the imported goods. After customs clearance, the goods are ready for final delivery to the importer. This involves transporting the goods from the port of entry to the importer's warehouse, distribution center, or retail location. It is essential to inspect the goods upon arrival to ensure they meet the agreed-upon specifications and are free from damage. Any discrepancies should be reported to the supplier or insurance provider immediately. The final step in the import process is managing post-import activities. This includes maintaining accurate records of the transaction for regulatory compliance and audits, reconciling payments, and analyzing the import process for potential improvements. Building long-term relationships with reliable suppliers and logistics partners can enhance efficiency and reduce risks in future import operations. The import process involves a series of interconnected steps, from selecting trustworthy suppliers to complying with regulations and clearing customs. Each phase requires meticulous planning, attention to detail, and adherence to both international and domestic trade laws. By mastering these steps, businesses can successfully navigate the complexities of importing goods and services, ensuring timely delivery and cost-effective operations while maintaining compliance. International trade is a cornerstone of global economic development, offering numerous advantages that extend beyond the simple exchange of goods and services. By enabling countries to access a broader range of goods, fostering job creation, and facilitating technological transfer, international trade plays a pivotal role in boosting economic growth, enhancing productivity, and improving living standards worldwide. One of the primary benefits of international trade is access to a broader range of goods and services. Through trade, countries can import products that are not available domestically due to limitations in natural resources, technology, or production capabilities. For example, nations in colder climates can import tropical fruits, while countries lacking energy resources can secure oil and gas from abroad. This exchange allows consumers to enjoy a diverse array of goods, often at more competitive prices, while businesses can source raw materials and components necessary for production. Such access not only satisfies domestic demand, but also drives innovation as companies strive to improve their offerings in response to global competition. Another significant benefit of international trade is its ability to create jobs and stimulate employment opportunities. Export-oriented industries generate demand for skilled and unskilled labor across various sectors, including manufacturing, agriculture, logistics, and technology. The ripple effect of export growth extends to supporting industries such as transportation, warehousing, and finance, further boosting employment. Additionally, by enabling businesses to expand into international markets, trade promotes the creation of new enterprises and entrepreneurial ventures, driving job growth and economic diversification. In many developing countries, export-led growth strategies have proven instrumental in reducing poverty and increasing income levels. International trade also plays a critical role in facilitating technological transfer and innovation. When countries trade, they exchange not only goods and services, but also ideas, skills, and technological advancements. For instance, importing advanced machinery or software allows local industries to improve productivity and adopt state-of-the-art production methods. Similarly, multinational corporations engaged in global trade often introduce innovative technologies and management practices to their host countries. These transfers enhance the technical capacity of domestic industries, leading to long-term economic growth and global competitiveness. Moreover, competition in international markets incentivizes businesses to invest in research and development, further driving innovation. Beyond these direct benefits, international trade fosters economic interdependence and stability. By creating mutually beneficial relationships, trade encourages countries to cooperate economically and politically, reducing the likelihood of conflicts. It also enables nations to diversify their economies, mitigating risks associated with reliance on a single industry or market. This diversification can act as a buffer during economic downturns, helping countries maintain economic stability. In the face of global uncertainties, while the economic benefits of international trade are substantial, they are not without challenges. Trade liberalization can expose domestic industries to foreign competition, potentially leading to job displacement in less competitive sectors. However, these challenges can often be addressed through policies that promote retraining, education, and investment in high-value industries. The net effect of international trade, when managed effectively, is overwhelmingly positive, as it drives growth, innovation, and economic integration. International trade is a powerful driver of economic prosperity, offering access to a wider range of goods, creating jobs, and fostering technological advancements. By participating in global markets, countries can leverage their comparative advantages, improve productivity, and enhance the quality of life for their citizens. As globalization continues to reshape the world economy, the economic benefits of international trade will remain a cornerstone of sustainable development and global cooperation. While international trade brings significant economic benefits, it is not without its challenges. Global trade operations are complex and often hindered by regulatory barriers, cultural differences, and logistical complexities. These challenges demand careful navigation and strategic planning to ensure that businesses can operate effectively across borders while minimizing risks and inefficiencies. One of the most significant challenges in global trade operations is regulatory barriers. Each country has its own set of trade policies, customs regulations, and export restrictions that must be adhered to by businesses operating in international markets. These barriers can include tariffs, quotas, licensing, requirements, and non-tariff measures such as technical standards or sanitary regulations. Navigating these rules can be particularly daunting for small and medium-sized enterprises, SMEs, that may lack the resources or expertise to manage complex compliance requirements. Furthermore, frequent changes in trade policies, often influenced by political or economic developments, can add an additional layer of uncertainty for businesses. Another critical challenge is cultural differences, which can significantly impact international business relationships and negotiations. Cultural variations influence communication styles, decision-making processes, and expectations around business practices. For example, while some cultures prioritize direct communication and quick decision-making, others may place greater emphasis on building trust and relationships over time. Misunderstandings arising from cultural differences can lead to breakdowns in negotiations, delays in closing deals, or even lost opportunities. Businesses must invest in cultural awareness and sensitivity training to build strong, lasting partnerships in foreign markets. Logistical complexities are another major hurdle in global trade operations. The process of transporting goods across borders involves multiple stages, from securing transportation and managing warehousing to clearing customs and ensuring final delivery. Each of these steps is susceptible to disruptions, including delays at customs checkpoints, port congestion, or transportation strikes